As to AIG and the subject of the hearing, I do believe that it is time for us to assert our ownership rights under this arrangement. The bonuses are wholly unjustified, and they are an example of the problem with the financial incentive, the incentive that the compensation gives in general. This is an issue that many of us raised in 2006 when we were in the minority. We brought it up again in 2007 in the majority. We brought to the floor a bill on executive compensation. It was just the beginning. It was very strongly opposed by most on the other side. The problem is not the dollar amount, but the incentive structure. It's a heads they win, tails they break even. I look at the contract that is being invoked as unassailable, and here's what it says. The bonus pool for any compensation year beginning with the 2008 compensation year will be affected by the incurrence of any realized losses arising from any source subject to the limitations set forth in Section 3.07. And Section 3.07 says, notwithstanding any other provision of the plan, for any compensation year beginning with 2008, there shall be a $67.5 million limit per year on the extent to which the pool can be reduced. So that it means that if in fact they have a net loss for the year, they still get the bonuses. This is the problem. This is the problem with those contracts, and I think whoever signed these contracts ought to be called to account on the part of the company. It's a problem with compensation structure going forward. What it says is, here, given the 70-30 split of distribution income, if the losses in the year exceed $225 million, then that loss above $225 million is irrelevant to reducing the bonus pool. $225 million turned out to be a rounding error in their losses. So they give themselves contracts which effectively insulate them from losses. That's one of the things we have to look at, this situation in which you get a bonus when it goes up. So what they do is they count any gain, and that goes into the bonus pool. Those gains are offset by huge losses. There's a very limited effect to which they go into the bonus pool. What I think we should be doing is exercising our rights as the owners of this company and bring lawsuits. It is one thing for the federal government to say, because the Federal Reserve lent the money and then Treasury followed up, we are going to invalidate these contracts where both parties to the contract say they want to go forward. That causes some problems in people's minds. The question of the federal government abrogating a contract. It's not something we should do statutorily. But we're the effective owners of this company. What we ought to be doing is exercising our rights as the owners to bring lawsuits to say, these people performed so badly, the magnitude of the losses was so great that we are justified in rescinding the bonuses. That may be a controversial lawsuit, but it is a better one than trying to interfere under our regulatory authority, and I think it is worth trying, and I think that there could be a good case made that the bonuses granted by people who in fact incurred great net losses by their work ought not to be granted. We will also be asking Mr. Liddy to give us the names of the recipients. They have sent us some information under the confidentiality rules. I've spoken to Chairman Kanjorski about this. We will be asking for the names. If Mr. Liddy declines to give us the names, then I will convene the committee to vote a subpoena for the names. So we do intend to use our power to get the names of the people here. Let me say that as you read this contract, it appears to me to have been signed in contemplation of serious losses. And because it has this limitation on the amount to which, again, it's an incentive bonus. The final, what it says is, if you make money, you get money. But if you make money which is outweighed by losing money, you still get the bonus. As I said, I think those are bad incentives. And as to retention, no, I do not think these are the people you want to retain. The idea is you need to have the people who made the mistakes so they know how to undo them. Human nature being what it is, I think there's a lot to be said about having people who were not the ones who made the mistakes undo them. The natural tendency to protect your own mistakes comes into play. So, as I said, I will be urging the Secretary of the Treasury, I've written to them a letter, let's exercise our ownership rights, and let's bring a lawsuit as the owners against people who, in fact, did damage to the company. I thank you, Mr. Chairman.